big takeaways from that game?
We learned a lot about ourselves. Obviously, like it wasn't as good as execution as we thought it was going to be. And we know what we got to work on, and we know we just got to make sure that our discipline is good. You know, we just got to make sure that we just know what we're doing, so it's just a lot smoother next time, so we don't have to keep going through all the penalty troubles and everything. So it wasn't good enough. Basically, is what it is. So.
Andre, how encouraging was it to see the passing game start to produce some big plays like yours in the BYU game?
I mean, it's really encouraging just knowing that, like, I mean, we're able to create big plays in the passing game. Like, we know that. But it's just a matter of, like, execution. Like I said, like we just didn't execute. There was some plays that were left on the field that we had called, but like false starts and holding, like all those penalties, like it really just took them away. So we weren't able to explode like as much as we should. But I mean, it's there. We know it's there. So we're not really too worried about it.
How do you feel about your development personally? You seem to have produced a couple of big plays in the early part of this season.
I mean, I'm just keeping my head down, just working as much as I can. I think I've improved a lot since even last year. I feel like I've been able to like come into my own in the offense. Like people are starting to see it now that like when you throw the ball up, I'm able to catch it. I can just do that type of stuff, and I just want to be able to make like the short play, like the rack catches, like all that stuff. I just want to explode in offense that type of way, but it'll come in due time. I'm not really too worried about it, but yeah, you know, I'm just happy. You know.
How would you describe just the mood of the team this week?
Just focus. Like we know that discipline is the biggest obstacle in our offense and our team right now. Actually, we had too many penalties, 19 penalties. That's way too much. We just know that the discipline factor is just going to be basically our theme for the rest of the year. Just make sure if we stay disciplined and we execute the offense, defense as much as we can, then like you know we're going to be a really good team. So that's basically all it is.
Is that something that you can change? Some people feel discipline is something where you can't just flick on a switch and it happens.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to work at it. We're gonna have to make sure that, like during practice, we stay focused, we stay locked into what coach is trying to tell us, and just, just keep working on the little things, the details, and everything. So that's basically what it is.
What do you see in Colorado's defense? Their offense struggled last week, but it looks like their defense has put up some pretty decent numbers.
Yeah, their defense, like they put up like I think they only hold off just like 15 points a game this season. So I mean they're a pretty good defense. They got pretty like long corners that know how to use their hands and everything. Their secondary is pretty nice. Their linebacker 53 is pretty good. But I mean I don't think they're gonna out physical us. They're not gonna outplay us. I think if we just work hard and just keep our focus and make sure that we're just doing what we need to do, keep the penalties down, then it'll be a pretty good game for us.
Coach Wade was really complimentary of what you've been able to do with the deep ball and that Southern Utah, the back shoulder ball, and then the big play against BYU and tracking the ball over your shoulder. What's allowed you to have comfort in the deep passing attack and be on the same page with Jane in that regard?
I mean, just like during the summer, like we would throw like a lot of deep balls, but I mean that's been part of my game since like high school. You know, that's just been part of me. Like you know, me being 6'4", you know, just a big dude. You know, people are gonna throw it up to me. It's been like that since high school. So being able to like bring that into college, you know, it's just been a blessing. Honestly, I've been able to keep my speed up to get past defenders and everything. So that's basically how it's been.
Can you talk about the blocking of the wide receiving core? You guys have gotten a lot of kudos for your ability to block in the first 3 games.
It's actually a big emphasis on us. Like from even Coach P. Coach P made sure that we were blocking well, and it's been continued with Coach Wade. You know, like it's just a big emphasis in our room, like to make sure that we're physical corners, and because like that'll help us like with the passing game, because the corner thinks that like we're running full speed to go block him, but we're running right past him and everything. So. Yeah, I mean, being physical and everything on the corners has just been a big part of our game since the beginning of the season. So.
There's been talks of finding a guy in the wide receiver core. Do you think it's important that you guys do end up finding that and find some leaders?
Yeah, I think it's important that we find leaders. I don't really believe that like that guy. You know, like we're all good. You know, we're all gonna make sure that we're just doing what we need to do. But it is important to find leadership in the room. You know, it is important to make sure that everybody's on the same page and everything. So, as far as like all the stats and everything goes, we're not really too worried about that. Like we're just like making sure that we're all on the same page and just do what we need to do in order to win.
Sounds like you feel good about the development of the group in general through 3 games.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in that conversation?
Just see myself as a guy that's just here to work, honestly. Like as far as like number 1, number 2, number 3, like I'm not really too worried about that. We don't really have like a defined number 1 or anything like that anyway. So we're just going as the season goes.
What do you think of yourself as a leader?
I think I'm like the type of leader that's just like not gonna say like too much. I just lead by example. Like I'm not like a yeller. I'm not like a type of guy that's gonna like get in your face and like tell you to like do this, do that. But like people know like what to do because like I do it. Like I just do it. They look at me, then I just do it. So you know what I'm saying. So that's just how I am.
Who is the most vocal in the receiver room then?
I would say it's between like Ricky and Brian Thompson. Like those two speak out a lot and make sure that we're all like locked in and everything. So yeah, as far as vocal leaders go, like those two are probably the most vocal in the room.
Saturday was the first 2-interception game of Jaden's career at ASU, but it seems like he's been a little more willing to throw the balls into tighter coverage and kind of step into throws. How have you seen his aggressiveness as a passer kind of develop going through the first 3 games this year?
Yeah, the first game he like really wasn't like throwing the ball like too much. Like I mean, we didn't really have to, obviously, but like when we did have passing plays, like he was like a little bit more conservative. Like he was trying to like dump the ball off a little bit more. But I mean, I think he's starting to like trust us more. Like he's able to see like in film that we're open, like we're getting past defenders, we're doing our job and everything. So he's just trying to make sure that he gets the ball to us more and everything. So that's basically what it is.
Thanks, Andre.